Hey there Aquarius, it's Viv. Welcome to your week ahead reading for the 16th to the 22nd of July 2018. I'm using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot, that's by Melanie Marquis, and it's an 8-card spread, so one card that represents the overall energy for the week, and then 7 cards representing each day of the week, Monday through to Sunday. So if we start with the overall energy, which is, it feels like a really lovely energy, which is the 3 of Wands. There is hope and optimism here. There's looking to the future with great hope. You know, there's someone is grabbing hold of this this wand here, this opportunity, but they are letting fly their hopes and desires. They're setting them free out into the world, in the hope that they will be rewarding, that they'll come back and they will bring the rewarding gifts, whether that's in recognition, whether it's respect, whether it is material rewards in the form of remuneration for a new job, for instance, or a project. There is a great sense of hope and optimism with this card. So you're looking, the energy for the week is looking ahead. It's maybe taking stock of what you've accomplished so far, of how far you've come up until now, and looking ahead to see where you want to go and how far you want to go, and feeling optimistic about that. The King of Wands on Monday, this is a very powerful energy, in that there is a deep-rooted wisdom that comes along with this card. So it's a card that has, or the character on the card has a great sense of knowing. It doesn't just come from accumulated experience, but it comes from having a deep understanding of the world and how the world works. So I think the energy is you are looking towards the future with the hope of gaining a much deeper understanding. But it's not just that, though. I think there's a feeling of being connected to this wisdom that is driving you to take action in a particular direction. It's very focused. It's very powerful. It feels like you're being driven to do it, but this drive is coming from deep within your psyche. It's coming deep from your wisdom. Tuesday has a feeling of conflict about it, though. I don't know whether you are worried about something. You're perhaps worried about after being connected deeply with your wisdom on Monday, that things can change, and certainly when you're looking towards the future and you start focusing on uncertainties, because nothing is guaranteed in the future, is it? That it may give rise to insecurities coming up, and then we have this internal conflict. So what I'm getting when I look at this card is wondering whether the decision that you've made, this new project that you've started, this looking towards the future with this project in mind. And when I say project, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a work project. It's just a new plan, a new path that you've decided to follow, that you hope will have some kind of benefit for you. So it could be something to do professionally, but it could be something personal as well. It could just be a new interest that you've decided to follow, like taking up a new hobby or something that you're hoping may develop into something else. But this card is telling me that there's an energy of, is that just pie in the sky? Is it just foolish thinking? Am I going to end up making an idiot of myself? Am I really acting in my own best interests, or is this just a is it just a silly game? Is it going to end up where I end up hurting myself, causing myself more damage rather than benefiting myself? Wednesday feels like it has the potential to be upsetting. I think when we decide to start something new, when we have the courage to let something go, then we're also leaving something behind. And the feeling I'm getting from this card, it's not so much like a feeling of being heartbroken by somebody else, but it feels like there's more reflection than that with this card. It feels, in some readings it can come up and it's like a real kind of like stab through the heart, bleeding heart pain. And I think in looking to the future, that implies, like I say, that you are leaving something behind, that there is a part of your life that you are moving away from. And because this card is coming underneath the King of Wands, this is action that's been taken, that is coming from a deep place of knowing, of wisdom for you, of doing what's right for you and following your heart. But there is a feeling of pain with that at the same time, because, like I say, it feels like there's a part of your life that you're leaving behind, and that you're leaving a part of your heart somewhere in order to follow your dreams. Oh, I really feel for you, Aquarius. As we move through the week, as we move to Thursday, though, I think you are deciding to not to let your emotions run away with you, though, not to be ruled by your heart, but to get more control and to get a grip of the situation and be much cooler about it, and to take a much more clinical approach towards your emotions and your feelings. That said, it might be just wanting to get a grip of this, and for this not for you to get dragged down by these feelings here, and for you to be a bit more level-headed, not to be icy cold, but just to be a bit more level-headed. And then as we move through to Friday, we have the Ace of Swords. And this is interesting because it came out in another reading as well. I think the Ace and the King of Swords both came out in the reading for Cancer. Because these are sort of diagonally in line with the Three of Wands, my feeling is that there is a feeling of success around this future venture. This is something you're looking to the future, that you want a return on your investment, you know, that you really want something to work out, and you are prepared to throw yourself into it, heart and soul. This is, you know, this is what you want. You want to dedicate yourself to what's coming towards you in the future. I'm getting a feeling of this is something that you feel really very passionate about, and although you may be leaving something behind, this is what you feel drawn towards. The King of Wands is telling me that you are being drawn towards this, or kind of like, you know, pulled towards it, pushed towards it, that it's like inescapable. The Page of Wands here at the weekend, this is a little bit more light-hearted, but the Page of Wands, he is listening to joy, he's listening to harmony, he really is listening to his inner wisdom. He's been listening to what he's been called to do, and it literally is music to his ears. And because he's listening, because it's what he wants to hear, and it's just you know, it brings with it a feeling of healing. This is the Empress that shows up on Sunday, so this could actually be a mother figure. So this could be wise words that you receive from parents or somebody who is a mother figure to you. It could be grandparents as well. As far as your future is concerned, it feels like there is the potential for growth and expansion here. There's the potential for things to really play out in the way that you want them to. You're looking towards the future and you are letting something fly. And the Empress here is telling me that there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be optimistic and why things shouldn't work out in your favour. And the Empress is also telling me that this sadness, this reflection that you're feeling on leaving a part of your life behind, you'll recover from, you'll heal from. And you know, there are memories here, there are memories that you'll likely hang on to, and that will not be so painful for you to think about when you revisit them in the future. But there's something new here for you, Aquarius, and you may be wondering about the wisdom of it. You may be wondering about whether you're making a mistake, but that's only natural, I think. And if you can see through that, if you can cut through that nonsense and be less emotional about the whole thing, that there's absolutely no reason why this shouldn't work out for you. So there we go, Aquarius, those are your messages for this week. I hope you found those useful and that they resonated. I'll be back again next time with another weekly reading. Until then, take care.